Since the 2008 crisis, the regulatory burden faced by banks and other financial institutions has been extensive and high profile. But regulation also provides opportunities in terms of creating efficiencies and reducing costs. Finance sector specialist GFT has been working with leading banks to maximise opportunities in the new normal environment of regulatory change. Joanna Simpson has this report.
The effects of the financial crisis are still resonating across the globe as financial institutions try to adapt to the changing market framework. The key driver from the regulators is to restore trust in the banking system. But the extra scrutiny has meant some are finding their systems are outdated and need to rapidly change to keep up. The regulatory and cultural landscape for banks has been undergoing significant change. Now real-time reporting is a critical compliance issue. But the legacy of older IT systems means that accessing data can be complex as the sands of what the regulators want continues to shift.
There's currently around about 60,000 pages of regulation in force from the dawn of time to today. And it's predicted over the next 4 years that will rise to 190,000. That means there's a huge regulatory burden that's coming onto the banks, which is fundamental, but it's also changing their business models and changing the approach of the way they work.
Based in the heart of global financial markets, working alongside their clients, GFT says it's helping banks navigate the changing regulatory framework while solving their technological challenges.
As we know, we're talking about risk data and new ways of looking into data and understanding the interactions that data has.
The company asks 60 global and domestic banks how affected they are by new regulation. Their research revealed that regulatory change is now a constant phenomenon. Terming this the new normal, GFT says the tsunami of regulation has left many banks requiring both business and IT solutions to ensure they are able to comply.
I think they didn't tackle the problem at source though, so they basically moved an inefficient process to somewhere where it was cheaper to run that process. I think now they're having another look and saying now we need to fix the process itself, so that's where the opportunity comes. And I think the legacy around data and all of that old antiquated technology that's all last century, it's now a huge opportunity to look at that and to invest in some real up-to-date and modern technology.
This workshop at GFT is focusing on data DNA, looking at ways to establish the provenance of data, how it can be tagged and tracked throughout its life in the bank ecosystem. GFT says the goal is to provide trusted lineage, leading to better quality decisioning information for managers and regulators.
And what we've developed is a new way of looking at risk visualization that allows us to look at all the different parts of P&L and take the thousands of data items that are running across a bank and build them up and bring them into the pieces that really matter.
By using this virtual dashboard, GFT says it can help banks visualize their risk. As consultants, GFT says it ensures each client gets the right solution for their business. It develops and implements custom applications. GFT researches the latest technology, but says it only recommends it once it's been fully tested in-house. It prides its independence and says it researches the whole of the market, so the product selection is right for each client. It's a financial services specialist, working globally, covering retail banking, investment banking, commodity trading and insurance. GFT has a presence in 12 countries and customers in 30, working with all of the Tier 1 global investment banks, plus many smaller firms. GFT says it's spending a lot of time looking at what the future holds and how it can apply best practice to meet the challenges.
GFT works across all of the top wholesale and investment banks, and we use that knowledge to sort of say, well, this is happening over here, the regulator's thinking this here, and we try to bring a sort of more uniform view across the market, which allows people to get it right first time so that we don't do it multiple times. We're also trying to come up with looking at what the bank of the future is going to be and trying to look at the different pieces of technology that are going to enable that change.
For banks to continue as they have been is no longer an option. But GFT, which has 28 years of experience advising banks, believes that there's a significant future for those that are able to adapt to the challenge.